Oh, awesome.
It's being sent. The content
Preparing, setting up your meeting for YouTube Live.
sent to a third party. The content of this meeting is being sent to YouTube.
Oh,
Cool.
awesome.
It's being sent. The content
Preparing, setting up your meeting for YouTube Live.
sent.
There, it's live. Holy crappers, that worked, Todd.
Really?
Yeah, I better
Yeah.
share it everywhere.
Because it shows YouTube with
Oh,
the
you
thing
see it on the upper right there? You see
upper
that?
right. It's got the when you go on your Wi-Fi, it's got a little Wi-Fi thing, but it's instead of Wi-Fi left, it's Wi-Fi right,
Okay.
which is weird. Because you look at a symbol down at the bottom of your desktop there when it shows your internet
Okay. Oh, you see it there.
lines go
Okay.
left, and the YouTube one shows it's going right, which is different, I guess.
Okay, I'm just sharing the link. Copy. I paste it everywhere. So what's interesting is on my Stream Deck, I can just open up. I can just I can just open YouTube, or I can open YouTube. I can open Twitter. I can open whatever the hell I want to open.
Wow, like a power user.
It's crazy, man. I'm getting a lot. We're getting a lot of traction on Blue Sky lately, so I'm gonna post it there as well.
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky was the kind of the alternative to Twitter.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So now I'm gonna post it on a couple more places. Why don't you talk about your week
My week.
while I get this set up here?
Well, let's see. Um, I've been playing that 7 Days to Die, trying to figure out
Mm. Okay.
the functions and stuff, which is I don't know. Back in the day when you used to buy video games and it would come with a manual that was like this thick. But,
Yes.
but of course, no one would ever read the manual, and everyone would just try and figure it out on their own, right?
hmm hmm
So I don't know. I mean, I downloaded the game. So it's like, okay, well, I downloaded the game and then you start the game and you play it. But it's like, well, okay, but how do you play the game? There must be, I must have to go to the actual site, like that gamer's site, I'm
hmm
assuming, and go to the game and then look at the instruction.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Yeah, because just like Fallout, I mean, it's kind of maybe not as complicated, but just weird. Now, is it normal to have to travel like long distances from? Because I found this one guy where I go to and I can actually buy and sell stuff, and then I can, if he has jobs for me, I can go do them.
Oh,
So
okay. Trader Rect.
yeah, so I talked to him, and then I got to go to Bumfuck, Egypt, trying to find out.
Oh, wait. Well, you took the first mission you took. How far away was it?
Well, I had to walk forever.
Was it 1.1 kilometers or something?
Oh, it could have been like, no, not that far. I try and take the closest one.
Okay, so you did grab distance wise, you did grab like the closest one.
Now, what happens after 7 days?
What, have you hit 7 days yet?
No, I'm on day 5, I think.
Okay, day seven, it goes crazy. The moon turns red.
Right?
The zombies are like stupid crazy.
Like, can I hide out in a rooftop? Like, that's what I've been kind of doing. I'll
Yeah,
go on a rooftop and I won't do anything.
at
I'll
night.
just sit there. But
At
then,
night.
yeah, but then you have to watch the timer. Like, okay, it's 11:30, it's 12 o'clock, it's 1 in the morning. It's not until about 7 or so when Truck Nuts there opens up his doors, so I can actually do
Nuts.
so I can actually go there and do some selling
Oh my
of
God.
merchandise and stuff.
Yeah, you can only go during the day. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like at night. Well, I still haven't built anything. I had this one box in my inventory, and then it says like one of the things you do, you build something and then do the bedroll. I haven't done that yet. I did the very first line on top, I haven't done the second line, which is that to build stuff. So I get this
Mm,
box and I hit whatever, and then I get these green beams that show, and
yes.
it looks ginormous, right? So I
Yep.
so I click on it, and then these beams show up, but I
Yep.
can't do anything. It's like, okay, well, am I
Oh,
supposed?
the only thing that's doing is providing a protective shield around that area. So it's a little bit more work for zombies to attack you when you're in that area.
Okay, but it's open though. There's nothing,
Oh, it's open. Yeah, yeah. But the zombies, anything you build within that green area
right?
is going to be stronger.
Okay. So
So
what I
if you're playing a versus game, for example,
oh, okay.
nobody could go in that area and break your walls down.
Okay. So what I did is I went by the water because I don't think they can go in the water from what I've been I've
They
gone
don't
in
do
the
well in
water
water.
and they don't follow me. So it's like, okay, well, so I'm going to build this thing. The whole back end of it's going to be up against the water. So I don't have to worry about something
Oh,
coming from that
okay.
direction. But it's kind of hilly and it's kind of odd. Like it's just shaped weird. And because it's such a big area, I'm at the bottom where the water is, and then the other portion of it is up on a hill on the road. So it's like, okay, this is way too big for this area, but I don't want to be in the middle of. And this is kind of beside the trader guy's place, so that I'm
Mhm.
not too far. I don't know if that's a strategic, if that's good or not. And when I build, I only build one place, right? It's not like I can go there and then go to the other end of the map and then build another one there.
Right.
Okay, so I
Well,
just
you
said
can, but it just takes time.
I've got one. Okay.
But no, you
So
can build more. You can build multiple of those.
so what happens on the eighth day? Is there an eighth day?
Um, yes.
Like is the purpose to die at day seven and start over every time?
Oh God, no. God, no, no, no.
Okay.
But you just made me think of something. Um, this is on the eighth day by Kiss.
Of the eighth day.
That's strangely appropriate. You said, "What happens on the eighth day?" Gene Simmons writes a song about it. Nah, never. Enough of that. Sorry.
The audio sounds
As
great.
soon as he said, and on the eighth day, I could hear Gene Simmons go. I could hear Gene Simmons go. God created rock and roll.
On the eighth
So that's
day.
what happens on the eighth day. You create rock and roll. Never mind. So no, at the eighth day, it's just everything kind of not resets, but zombies calm down
Oh, okay, okay. So they
and
calm down.
yeah. So at day 14, it'll be another 7 days, and at 21, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Well, I was digging a hole and I almost dug myself to China. I don't know what happened. I had to go get a treasure. So I had the pickaxe and I'm
Yeah, because
digging
that's one of the first ones. Yeah, you got
and
to do.
then I end up in the hole and it's like, oh great.
How do we
But
get out?
I didn't dig it deep enough where I couldn't jump out. But if I was playing any other games, it
Yeah,
wouldn't have let me get out. That's how deep it was. I guess this game will let you jump out. And it's weird because if you're in a building and you, start pickaxing the ground, the whole floor comes out from under you. Like it actually
yeah, yeah,
destroys the house.
yeah.
Like I had something I had to pick up in the house and I went and destroyed part of the house and the thing I had to pick up was suspended in the air. So then I had to try and find the highest point that I could jump and then hit the E button or whatever it is to grab it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
So so that worked. Yeah, it's
Have
just
you looked into why we can't play together?
uh
I did
no,
a bit, but
I don't know why because like I didn't have any cheats on or anything. I had the whatever buster or whatever it's called, the anti-cheat thing was on.
yep.
I believe it was on.
I think what we got to do is we have to be in the same room when we do it. I have my laptop, you have yours, and then we can kind of see what each person's doing. Because I'm like wondering if we're missing something, perhaps.
Well, it's
Anyone else there has suggestions. So Todd and I can't seem to join each other in 7 days on either Steam. or on Xbox or cross platform. Like we can't seem to do it.
And this is PC to PC, right?
Yeah,
Yours is PC, yeah.
yeah. I'm not playing on Xbox console, Xbox, uh, but I was playing on. I have two versions of the game. One on Steam, and then I also bought a version on Xbox PC.
Yeah. See, now if we had this going on while we were setting up the game,
Yeah,
mind you,
you
I'd
can
need,
screen share and show me what you're doing.
yeah, but then I'd have to bring the laptop out there with the micro. Yeah, it would kind of be kind of cumbersome. But if we could do it on the same computer that we were doing it on,
Hmm.
um, I mean, I'd have to minimize a window and come back up. And mind you, when we're talking like this, just trying to figure stuff out and trying to connect, that would work fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much of this bandwidth would suck up you know, to say that we can't connect and stuff.
Well, people do Twitch, right? That's how they do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Well,
guess too, like Sylvia and I. So for example, Sylvia and I will both be playing on separate computers, and the kids will be playing on both Xbox consoles at the same time.
right.
Like all four of us at the same time.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we can try it again one
I
day.
definitely want to try it again because
We'll
it's
try
like
it.
this is one of those things. Like if we ever did a Twitch,
Yeah.
that'd be that'd be the ultimate.
True that. It'd be
True
nice if
that.
I mean, I like to play in the living room because I've got all my stuff set up there. I get my monitor on a swivel type thing, and then I just put the
Mhm.
keyboard on my lap, and then I got a bamboo cutting board from the dollar store that I use as a mouse pad, and then that's what I use for that. So where I am now, if I were, I mean, I'd have to move all that stuff in here, and it's just, yeah.
No.
This is kind of my podcast studio area, and that's my gaming area.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I know what
talking
you're
on
saying.
the phone, we can do it. I just got to figure out how because when my I don't have a hands-free um, headpiece. Just wondering if I
Like a
should.
microphone extender on your headset.
Well, something that I can run the phone onto.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, why couldn't we just do this, but just the audio version of it while we're playing the game?
Well, when I play with Mark and Sylvie, I play down here in the office.
Right,
Sylvie's upstairs at her computer, and Mark's at his place on his computer.
right.
I just go through like I mean, I was going through just my pod track to talk to them. I had this microphone and these headphones, and that's how I did it. But now I just go through the speaker system that you gave me.
Does that work directly?
Yeah, yeah, I just use my Xbox headset, plug
Okay.
right into the out or the headphones jack,
Oh, okay.
and then it works. It
Sweet.
does the headphones jack will allow me to use the microphone.
Oh,
So yeah,
oh,
it's great. I mean, I used to just plug it into the computer,
right.
but now I have an auxiliary out from
Just
the computer
right in front
to
of you.
the M audio speakers, and then from the M audio speakers to my headphones,
Sweet.
and then I've got the volume control like on the side of it there
Right.
on the
Yeah.
board. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm just going to tell you how long I've been playing this game for, because people like don't believe me. So I'm just opening it up.
Oh, it tells you how many actual hours you've been playing.
Yeah, but it counts how many hours I also played on the original version, which was on the console. Time
Takes that into.
played.
Oh, is that because it's under your profile?
Uh, yes. So I'm gonna just send this in the chat.
So it just takes your
It,
Xbox and Steam account and everything and puts all
it
the hours.
doesn't take. No, that doesn't count any time I played on Steam though.
Oh,
So that's an addition. Okay, so apparently I can hit the chat button,
okay.
and then I'm going to
Now, is this the
there.
chat on YouTube? Oh, shared files in the meeting.
Yeah,
Okay, so I just click on it and
yeah. How many hours does it say, Todd?
It's still loading. Oh, wait a minute. I got rid of it. I'm going to click on it again.
If you click on your chat button,
Okay,
it's in
it
the chat.
says time played 581.9 hours.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What a nerd I am. What a fucking nerd.
Wow. Not
Yeah.
doesn't touch a candle to my World of Warcraft, but yeah.
Well, oh God. I'm curious what your World of Warcraft would have said.
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't. I do know that years ago, everyone, and I don't know if that's the case now. Blizzard would send me an email saying, you haven't played in a while. We'll give you a free week.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
To
yeah.
try and entice you to get back into it. Right? They haven't done that in ages, but
Um,
they must have it.
okay, so I wanted to play this thing for you. And I want to like so I'll play it. I'll keep the volume relatively low so we can talk over it. But I need to get your opinion on this. This is something that just happened on November 9th. This came out. But it wasn't made on November 9th, but it was released, finally released on November 9th. Take a listen.
Sounds like the guitar sound, Eddie's guitar sound in the Sharon days. That's the kind of tone that I'm getting. But that's
What
not
else are you hearing there? Like what else are you picking up?
like the singer or the player.
Anything.
Well, the player definitely has that Van Halen-esque. Well, I'd want to say that is Van Halen, but unless it's something that Alex maybe released, but it's definitely not the same singer. So just
Yeah.
like was it Led Zeppelin and what's the
Greta Van Fleet or something?
Greta Van Fleet? Is
Yeah.
this like finally someone said, you know what? There is no Van Halen-esque where it's like, hey, that sounds like Van Halen. I don't think anybody has ever tried to or were afraid to, or there was just
Or
too
sound
many
like that close, yeah.
and that close to say, oh, is that Van Halen? And they go, no, no, it's pretty damn close for what it sounds like. So if this is someone out there, a different band, he's definitely got the tone and I'd say the touch. I'd say that's if that's not Eddie, it's 99%. That's pretty close.
Yeah, I'm gonna play just a little bit more here. Any further comments?
Well, AI is big nowadays.
Okay,
Um,
well, okay, I will pull back the curtain a little bit. That is Alex. That is Eddie. I don't know if it's Mike or not, but it's definitely Alex and Eddie.
okay,
And
that
it
is
is definitely around the Gary Sharon time.
now. Did Alex put this out?
Nope.
Did Wolfie put this out?
Nope. Nobody from the Van Halen camp.
Okay, it's not Valerie then. There's not
No.
very many people left.
Okay, does the name Mitch Malloy mean anything to you?
Mitch Malloy. I may have heard that name before, but I mean,
Okay, so here's the story, and I might be getting some of the lore wrong because a lot of this has been kind of covered up and not talked about and not brought up, and kind of one of those things that's shut down whenever it's brought up. But Mitch Malloy was actually the replacement, was actually Van Halen's third singer. They were in the studio, they were working on stuff, they recorded some stuff, and then I don't know what the story is. Maybe it's Wikipedia time. Mitch Malloy. Let's get this right.
are you saying that's correct?
Well, whatever.
Who's fact checking?
Okay, so he auditioned to be the singer of hard rock band Van Halen after Sammy Hagar's departure. Malloy recorded various demos with the band, and Eddie Van Halen gave Malloy an instrumental demo to use for his endeavors. This song was released by Malloy in 2015 as It's the Right Time. The riff reemerged in the sessions leading up to Van Halen's 1998 studio album Van Halen 3 in the song That's Why I Love You. This song was scrapped from the record in favor of Josephina, which is the song that you and I talked about on regarding Van Halen 3.
Right.
So he was the third vocalist.
Was this on a documentary? Because I seem to recall. I don't know if I thought it was Van Halen. It was
Perhaps,
a
yeah.
different band.
It might have been, yeah.
There was someone who got called up, and then it just didn't pan out, or something or other. But I can't remember the whole story.
Yeah, that would be him.
Okay, maybe
Yeah,
that's.
that would be him.
I've heard that name before. Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy kind of, so I guess they gave him stuff and he recorded the vocals over top, sort of as a sort of an audition, I guess. I think that's how I'm reading that.
No offense to Mr. Sharon, but uh, this guy seemed to have a better meld with that sound.
Mhm.
Like I said before, ketchup are great, fries are great. Separately, you put them together, they're great. You could,
Certain things go well together, and certain
yeah,
things
and certain things
are
are,
better separate.
yeah. I guess that's you say that because when Sharon's with, um,
Extreme.
I keep on saying porn graffiti, but extreme. I keep mixing up the name of the band and the name of the
Yes,
album.
with the name of the album. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, with them, he sounds great, but just with Van Halen, it just didn't. I don't know. It's like
This-
having. Have you ever made something and then you put sage or you put something in with it? It's like there's something funny about this. I don't know what it is. Like it just doesn't taste right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That
So I
I can,
wonder why this guy didn't get it. I guess maybe it was a chemistry thing.
who knows? He may have
I
had
mean,
a
he's
variety
like,
of
I don't know,
guitar.
man.
He could have, maybe just who knows? Could be a lot of things.
No, I think he sang for Great White. Holy shit. Okay, let's listen to this then.
Okay, it's time for some blues.
Oh, this is him singing
How
for
many
Great
people
White.
out there have been broken? You've been broken. I've been broken many, many times. You just put yourself back
Okay,
together.
stop talking, dude. Remember this song? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's live. It sounds so good. Oh, what a good fucking guitar player. Yeah, I guess we should hear the singer, eh? Or do you want to hear more of this stank face? What's that?
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about him. Get in the music.
Yeah, I'm gonna go forward.
Come the morning, don't you wake me. I'll be dreaming that I'm free. Come the daybreak, don't you shake me.
Sounds good, man.
Back to misery. 'Cause I'm dealing with the devil with no help from above. Stealing with the devil through this house. Broken love.
Fuck, man. Holy shit, man.
The original singer had a definite, distinctive tone to his voice. This guy is almost like a vanilla version of him. Only
Yes.
because he didn't write the music, he's probably not into it as deep as probably the original.
Okay, let's compare the two then. I get Jack White. Jack White? No. Russell. Jack Russell. Singing the same song.
On the daybreak, don't you shake me. Send me back to misery. 'Cause I'm dealing with the devil.
He's got his grit's better.
Yeah, more good stuff.
With the devil through this house of broken love.
Oh yeah.
He didn't go to high.
No, he goes high in the next one, I think. Let's go ahead a bit.
I saw something in your
I like how he hit those high when he hits those high notes. The way he does it.
Get that special spot.
Wow. I like when he does that.
Whatever setting you have on now,
Yeah.
usually when we talk, the music kind of cuts out. Oh, cuts in. This one is everything. Even feels. You can hear it. Ain't that soft?
Okay. Sorry, Mitch Muller's got nothing on Jack Russell. Holy fuck.
It's a good replacement.
Jesus Christ. Whew. Okay, I take it back. I was like, Mitch Muller's pretty damn good. I'm like,
Well, he is.
Like-
I mean, he's got the tone. He's got the
Yeah.
the timing. He's got the everything. There's
but you
just
think that vanilla thing you said, I think is that it? He's a good singer, technically. Everything's there. But it's vanilla, it's not chocolate. Like there's a
Yeah.
soul out of Jack Russell that you can't fucking copy. I don't care what anybody says. That guy's a fucking great singer. But Mitch Malloy just sounded like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of singers that have very distinctive voices, and I thought I had read somewhere that a lot of them are, I don't know if they're Capricorn, like they're a certain
Mm.
what do you call it? Astrological sign. They have very distinctive voices, and he's, probably one of them.
Yeah.
I could be full of crap, but I think that's what I had heard or read years ago.
I think how much Great White have you listened to?
Oh,
A lot or no? Or a little? I've never owned an album. I know like probably about 5 songs, and that's the extent of it for me.
well, that could be 2. I mean, I got XM radio, and
Oh,
I put it on hair metal thing. They'll have Great White on, and it may just be like maybe 3 or 4 songs.
okay.
That they do, and that's about it. But I've never actually gone out and bought a CD. I had White Lion, but it didn't have Great White.
Which one did you have? Which White Line? The first one?
Just there was a couple of them. I had 2 or 3 of them.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Back in the cassette days.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm driving 81 Firebird, and I got my Denon deck. and
Yeah.
with a sub in the trunk. With
Oh yeah.
these
The sound in
coils.
that car was stupid good.
Well, it thumped.
Oh yeah, it's definitely thumped. You'd feel it in your testicles. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the old days.
Yeah, this girl is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I don't know why I called this girl.
Yeah.
I guess we should report where we're coming from today.
Yeah, you got it, folks. It's me again with a little attitude for all you out here in white bread land. For all you nice people living in the middle of America the Beautiful. Let's see, we're on 92 FM tonight, and it feels like a nice, clean little band so far.
I don't
Well,
know. I don't know why I like that. You know what that was from?
yeah. Is that a thing anymore?
What?
Like pirate radio? Like, can you actually? I guess the FCC would probably come down on you.
In some ways, what we're doing is pirate radio because here we are playing music and clips and songs and stuff that we think is cool. And we're not really supposed to be playing this stuff.
Well, yeah, but then
But
the
then,
one will come
you know,
down because
like there's legal pirates and there's illegal pirates, and the legal pirates are the guy that runs Spotify, you know, because he's not paying anybody. He's playing all these, like, people are streaming songs, paying this guy a boatload of money, and he's not paying anybody,
true
you
enough.
know. So it's like, so if I'm playing it,
You consider what they are paying you, yeah, it is pretty much nothing.
but every time we play something, it's like, go buy this. Like, that's what we always say: go buy a physical copy right from, the artists themselves, right from their website. For example, this just happened this weekend.
It's like game demos. If you
I
like the
just
game,
bought this
yeah.
this weekend.
ET.
It's supposed to be a take on ET,
Oh, okay.
but it's Bicycle Face, local
Okay.
local band.
Oh,
I
that's
met
what that is. Okay.
Yeah. So I met Ava, who is one half of Bicycle Face, and
Mhm.
Ava just put a novel out, and I'm like, Ava from Bicycle Face put a novel out. How could anything go wrong with that? Like, it just sounds just phenomenal.
It's all artist stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, I
Oh,
see. I always go nuts. Like, if someone is doing one thing, then you know them for one thing, and then they go do another thing. I kind of get excited about that. And Bicycle Face is phenomenal. Like, really, really good shit.
Yeah, like who thought Alex would write a book?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he had a ghostwriter, so
Oh, okay.
apparently, but
I actually saw his
um,
book at Costco. I went to Costco and oh, hey, his book's here.
Christmas is coming, and I don't know if someone is buying it for you, but I would suspect that someone in your household is buying it for you. You know, just be careful with that.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'll just
almost Christmas, so don't do anything out of turn.
oh, okay.
I don't know if that's the case. I haven't talked to her about it, but
Right.
I know your lady, and I know she sees that she's gonna be like, I'm fucking buying this for Todd.
Well, I
It
showed it
just
to him.
sounds like,
I
oh,
said
did
that
you? Okay.
I said that you had it. I
Mm.
didn't know if I was going to borrow it from you or not. If not,
Well, you
no.
can borrow it for now if you want.
I can.
I got the audio version from Amazon for 99 cents.
Yeah, that one I could go for. You just kick back, close your eyes, and just listen.
Oh, and it's him reading it too.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so there's moments, we kind of touched on it when we had Chadwick on the show, but there's moments in there where he's like, yeah, and then I kicked Ed's ass. You hear him laugh. It's like he laughs. He's got his little laughter at the whole freaking thing.
Right.
Yeah, so it was very, 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 very good. And I don't want to spoil anything. I mean, a lot of the stories anyway, but not from Alex's perspective. And I think that's the thing, is getting Alex's perspective on some of the incidents and some of the things that have gone on, especially all
Mhm.
the Dave quitting Van Halen stuff, like getting his perspective. It's like, I haven't heard this before. I've heard Ed's perspective. I've heard Sammy's perspective, but and Michael Anthony never says shit about anything.
No, he's like, I just want to play music, get along. I
Yeah.
don't want to play these, reindeer games or whatever they want to call it. Yeah. Speaking of which, have you been to Costco?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
I mean, Halloween is barely over, and the place is full of Christmas stuff. Everything from trees to, you know,
Oh my.
wrapping,
As you say, oh
wrapping
my.
all your chocolate and all your
Yeah.
baskets.
Oh yeah. I went with Ellie, I think it was last time. I'll do a run one day a month or whatever, and I'll usually take one of the kids with me. And then they'll ask me to buy chocolate while I'm there.
Uh,
Yeah.
I almost bought a chair. Like this chair that I have is very,
Mhm.
very uncomfortable.
Oh,
Like
you need a good chair in
we'll
there.
be in the middle of a podcast and I'll be adjusting and my back's sore,
Yep.
my butt's sore, and it's like, what? Oh, this is one of those Staples $99 chairs
No,
that
you got to buy a good. And if your chair was good in there, you might actually not mind gaming in there. Like I game in the office now.
yeah. Well, I saw
That's where I game.
they've got a lazy boy one there, um, and it's comfortable as hell. But when I was looking it up, I actually found one that they make. It's called a big and tall chair. And the biggest thing for me is, and at my chair at work, but of course it's more expensive chair when you have it at work, but
Yep.
the piece you sit on will actually glide forward so that
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
supports your legs
Yep.
underneath. Because right now it only supports half my legs.
Ah.
So if
So
it's like
my yeah. So
it'd be
my
like
chair
sitting on the
actually
toilet.
goes all the way to the back of my all the way to the back of my knee,
See, that's a good
and
chair.
that a huge difference. Well,
Yeah.
we spent a lot on it when this is the chair we bought when we realized I was going to work from home. So we said you need to have a chair, a good chair, and I
What
sat on like a kitchen chair for I don't know a few weeks, whatever it was.
what kind
It's
of chair?
fucking horrible. What's that?
What kind of chairs you have? Is that you have?
I got it from Staples, but it was like probably like a $300 chair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. This lazy
and
boy
it's comfy as hell.
250 or something, but it's got memory foam and everything, and you sit back and it's got lumbar support. The only thing it doesn't have
Yeah,
is
and
that
this has support lumbar for sure. It's
yeah,
nice.
like this one here has actually covers more of my leg than that one did. So there is that, but the front of the chair angles down a little bit so it doesn't dig right into your leg. So that
Okay.
could be I don't know, that
Yeah,
could be an
this doesn't dig into
option.
my legs at all. Like it's nice. It's a little more padded at the front
Right,
where your legs would kind of hang over.
right.
But I've got the height where the height I have is the front of my legs aren't hanging over the chair at all. Like I got my feet flat on the floor. Wow, I can't believe we're talking about chairs.
Yeah. So I need a new chair. So that's
Yeah, I think you do.
yeah, they had a gaming chair there. I sat in it. You know what? If I didn't sat in the Lazy Boy one, I'd say that wasn't bad. But the Lazy Boy one it's a Lazy Boy. It's got the padding. It's comfortable. Lumbar support's good. I don't know, and they have it tethered. It's on a pallet, and then you want to try it, so you have to kind of sit on it inside the shelf.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's got like this cable thing attached to it. So I did the cable so I could actually pull it out, put it on the ground, and try it just to see what it actually feels like versus dangling off of a pallet. So you can't really do a true comparison. So I did that, and I don't know. I keep debating because it was cheap. It was like 250 or 350. It wasn't an expensive,
Yeah,
it was $1,000 chair. So it's like,
yeah, yeah.
and it's a lazy boy, and Costco is, they got some decent stuff. So not that I'm worried. And everywhere I've looked where someone's bought a lazy boy office chair, they're all happy about it. And it's like, theirs was all tattered and they were going to buy another one. And so I don't know. I might go that route. We'll see. Costco's
So
ramping up.
yeah, Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to avoid it in December. It's just too scary.
Yeah. So now you have to actually scan in with your card.
Hmm.
Okay. Now the purpose of that was what? So you don't bring the family of 10 with you and clog up
I bring my
the
family with me.
highways and what's that?
I
Yeah.
bring like
Yeah, but you're not bringing your mom and your dad and your grandparents and your uncles and aunts and your cousins and they all load up in the big truck and they all go out there and it's like, okay, we got one Costco card. I'm going to scan it, but I'm going to bring these 18 people with me and they're
I
clogging up my
wonder
highways.
I wonder if it's like because I mean if you're showing your card, they see that you're a member, but now they know you're there specifically, right? They know you're there. So if anything goes on, well, we know that Todd came into Costco at this time on such a day. So if something goes wrong, they know exactly who was there at that time.
If I didn't buy something, but if I were to buy something, they scan my card anyway. So
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah.
whether or
Yeah,
not
I
they
guess it
scanned it
catches it before
today
you actually buy anything.
or they scanned it 3 months ago when I went in, when I bought something, it doesn't really. And I had heard something about, okay, well, what's happening is people are borrowing other people's cards so that when they go in, they don't catch it until they get to the cashier.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But when you scan it, that doesn't tell you nothing. The people are
True.
still standing there. You scan it and then you walk in. You don't even show it to them anymore because before you'd show it to them, of course, it's got the worst heat transfer picture that you can come up with.
Yeah,
You look at it,
true.
like, is that me?
Looks
That
like
could be
fucking
anybody.
garbage.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not like high res, you know, type of pictures. You think with the amount that Costco makes, they could come up with a better system, but whatever.
Hey, can I play a song for you? Another song for you? This is a
Sure.
little bit of one. So this came out. This is a band from Montreal, and I want to get your 2 cents on it. I wonder what song I should play though. Maybe this one. You can hear it?
Yeah. It sounds great.
So heavy, it driving me crazy. But I don't know how to tell you that I'm broken. The fire that made us, it will destroy us until there's no one left to trust. I could never be a part of you. I pretended to, but it wasn't true. I could never show you how I feel. It was just too real for you. You're so heavy, driving me crazy. Wanna tell you I forgot about it, but I'm broken and I can't put out the fire.
Hmm.
Oh,
Female
got a
singer
little. Yep, they're from Montreal. They're newish, in the last 10 years.
has a very familiar voice and style. I can't quite.
Amanda Marshall.
Could be. Could be.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't place it either. I'm like, I was wondering if you might
It's like
know who that.
someone used to play with a tribute band, but now they've got a different band, but they kind of sound the same as what they did when they were doing the tribute band. That type of
It's
thing.
it's so good. It's so good. I don't. So
It,
anyway, so
it's
in
real.
Obscuria,
Wow.
on Friday played them.
Right.
And it was a request from one of the fans of the show, the Mighty K, suggested it.
Hmm.
And I think Kevin Williams, I think he bought he bought one of their CDs right away, or so I can't remember what the story was, but he fucking played it like, and it was the reaction from all of us, fans of the show was like, "Who the fuck is this, and where do I get more?" And
And
I
the
actually,
songwriting is really really good too. Like it's a very mainstream This
It's
would be
mainstream enough. Yeah.
this will go on the radio for sure.
Yeah, it could. But
It's
it
got
also there's enough going on. I like what you said. It could be on the radio, yes. But also for people like me who don't listen to the radio, if this came on the radio, I go, "Oh, what's this?" Like I would actually be interested in listening. So it's got enough to, to hit the lighter fluffy market and people like me.
now. Have you ever heard a song on the radio and you went, "Oh crap, what is that?" And so what you do is you go to the site for that radio station,
Oh, I've done it, yeah. And you look at
and
the time.
sometimes they will tell you what it is that's playing
Yeah,
or have played.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, I've done that. I've done that when radio was used to still be good.
Yeah.
However, now, however, now, my phone picks up is always my phone is so not safe. But it comes with the phone on the Google phones. It's called, what's it called? Now playing. So we were in the car, and while we were in the car, every single song that played in the car while we were driving, every single one was captured on my phone.
Oh,
Yep. So there's a whole, I don't know if you can see this. Oops. No, I guess you can't. It's too bright.
just a
But
bit.
basically every single song that my phone picks up, it saves it. And then what I can do is I can actually click on it on my phone. It says, "Oh, do you want to hear the song? Where do you want to hear it? Do you want to listen on Spotify? Do you want to listen on YouTube Music? Do you want to listen on Apple Music?" You pick your service that you're part of. It'll take you right there to the song, and then you can save it.
Hmm.
So,
We went to Tony Roma's a while back, and we're listening, and there was a song playing. And I was like, "Who is that?" So we asked the waiter, and just like you did, he had his Google phone, hit a
oh, you got a
button,
Google phone.
put
Yep.
his phone up to the speaker, and this is, "Oh, it's this band, this song." I went, "Yeah, that's what it is."
Yep. Yep.
So it must be the app that
So, well,
or
there's
the
an app
feature.
called Shazam
Oh,
that
okay.
does that, but you actually have to engage it. Mine's always on, unfortunately. So,
You can
so
turn
if
some.
I'm like, oh shit, there was that song playing in the restaurant yesterday, I can go to my phone. We were at the restaurant at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. I can scroll through everything that was playing, and if it doesn't have to be super loud, but loud enough, my phone will pick it up. Like, for example, on the podcast here, if I have this phone close enough to my microphone or my earphones,
Right.
it would have picked that up and added it to my playlist
Wow.
just like that. It only needs a few seconds. It's
Phones are
insane.
so, and computers are so intrusive now, just with the
It's it's
with
it's
the
cool that
information.
you get stuff that you want, but then
There's two sides.
yeah,
It's great for some stuff, but I mean, it's just like nuclear power. Great. Well, let's see what evil we can do with it. Like it's just like
mhm.
there's two sides to every.
Yeah, it makes me nervous, but I'm like, fuck, this is really convenient,
Yeah, but I mean, if someone
like
wants to listen
because
to
if
my
I was
conversation talking about meatballs and remote controls, like who cares? Like they're not going to get anything out of me. Like
yeah, well, that's
the
the thing.
KGB.
Like I'm not like we don't do anything remotely interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have
Oh
any.
fuck, they're podcasters. Fuck, like it's just
Like, I don't have
delete
any.
that stuff. We don't care what they're saying. You know.
Well, everything we're saying now is all probably going through some algorithm through through YouTube, and then from there, through
Yeah,
bits and pieces, it goes to the FBI or whatever. You
yeah,
name a certain person's name or affiliation, and all of a sudden you get flagged, right?
yep.
And then you wonder why. What's really interesting is you'll watch these crime shows, and they've got these recordings of people talking, and you're thinking to yourself, wait a second. I don't think anybody was trying to record anyone. So where is this information
Mm,
coming from? Like you
Because you
don't
used to
just
have to
pull
get
this straight
you
out
used to have to
of
get permission, right?
Well, that means that every call that you are making is being recorded
Yeah.
just in case they need it later. Is that what they're doing?
Okay, well, hang on a second. Do you remember when you and I started doing this podcast together, right? And I was calling from the road.
Right.
You were in your studio, and I was calling you from the road, and we were recording, right? And
Uh-huh.
how was I recording that? I was recording it on my phone. Back then, your phone had something on it called I can't remember what it's called. You could record your telephone calls. So if you were on a phone call with somebody, you could
ACR.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
is that what it was called? Anyway, you could do that, right?
No, you can't.
But now you can't. They've removed that functionality from every single
Yeah.
um
For you and I to do
yeah.
it. But the communications people can do whatever the hell they want. I mean, is that something that's in the fine print? Or is it something that they just do and then there'll be like a $1 trillion lawsuit through AT&T or whatever other companies going, um, yeah, you guys were spying on such and such. You were spying on everyone, and that's a
Yeah.
no-no. So now you're getting fined billions of
But
dollars.
but they're doing it. But they have all these contracts, these ironclad contracts, right? Where they're like, oh, if you agree to our services, then we can we can listen and record and whatever we want. But they've gone through all the proper legal channels. But when you and I were just talking on the phone to each other and
Yeah.
recording our conversations to do our podcasts, you can't do that anymore. Like, why? So
Like a
then,
third-party liability, some contractor comes in or
yeah,
subcontractor to the company going,
yeah.
oh, we're going to be doing over this. And then, oh, well, you know what? This wasn't us. This was our subcontractor that did that. And, pass the buck type of thing. They all have their own loopholes.
That's that word.
That's what I say to that.
Yeah.
Copyright infringement number 32 of this episode.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Anyway, I was trying to get back on topic.
Okay. What was the topic?
I don't know. Oh, okay. So, okay. Now this might only work visually, so we'll have to do our best to describe what's happening here. So, current generation, right? Current generation people. I don't mean phones, a current generation of people using phones.
What is it
Now,
now? A
you
or
tell
something?
me. Well, Gen Z or what
Z?
Gen ABC?
Was it
Are we on?
millennials and then Z, or was it Z and millennials? I don't know. I can't keep track. After the Gen X, it's whatever. I don't know what they call it.
Ruby, what is the current Ruby's watching right now? Ruby, what is the current generation called? Or JJ Benz is on here too. JJ, do you know what what would we call the current generation of kids? We'll see if we get an answer. In the meantime, how does someone use a phone nowadays, Todd? When they're talking on the phone, I don't mean texting, I mean talking on the phone. Can you give me a demonstration of how people hold the phone
Well, yeah,
and describe what you're doing as you're doing it
well,
for
now when
those
they
not watching?
talk, instead of putting it to your ear, you usually hit that little mic or the little speaker so that everyone can hear, depending on
Gen Alpha, by the way, is what the new current generation is called.
oh, they went from Z to A again.
Yeah, I guess so.
And B would be like betas and no, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so describe to me how they use their phone, and we'll see
I
if
mean, it
it
depends. I
matches.
mean, you could, you answer the phone, you put it to your ear, and then you talk on the phone, or
Right?
you could hit the little, like the little speaker thing on there
Yeah,
so that everybody can kind of converse. Like if we're talking to mom or something, I'll put it on speaker, and then we'll both be talking at the same time, type thing. Um, yeah. Other than that, like I mean, phones are more texting and sending recipes and whatever, like emails
yeah,
and or not even emails. I won't even do it on the phone because it's so cramped and the options are so hard to find versus when you're on your desktop.
sure.
I don't even bother.
Yeah, can I demonstrate to you how Ellie? So I called mom, our
Right.
mom, and said, "Hey, you got to call Nana and tell her, this thing or whatever.
Right.
So so I put her on a phone call. I actually called mom. I didn't go through um, Messenger or any of those. Yeah, Snapchat. Yeah, there's
That they're,
Snapchat too.
that they're
So
used to. Yeah.
yeah, so now generally the way Sylvie does stuff is it is speaker and she's holding the phone in front of her face like this and walking around like she's like some sort of robot that's going to zap people or whatever when she's talking. And then she was on the phone with her sister and we went into IKEA. We're at IKEA for some reason and she's holding it like this and I'm like she's and I'm like, you're gonna hit someone with your phone. Like, she's like, because she's like looking around, but she can't seem to turn her head because she doesn't want to get too far from the mic. So she's like just turning, jaggedly. Oh, wait, hang on. There's a sale over here. Let's go over here. And and I'm like, she's dangerous with this thing. So this is what my kids see all the time. Sylvia doesn't, hold it up to her ear like we did in good old days.
Yeah.
And so that's
Well,
so
nowadays
anyway,
you just put it to your mouth and just talk to it like this
yes.
when you're on speaker. But yeah.
I guess you can. So anyway, so I phoned mom, and I'm like, okay, dude, tell Nana, blah blah blah. Okay. Anyway, so I didn't put on speaker, and she couldn't figure it out. So she would talk, and she would hold the speaker to her mouth like this. Hi, Nana, and then she would go like this. She would hold the phone sideways to her ear. You hear what Nana's saying? She's like, "Hey, hang on, Nana, I gotta move the phone." Okay, Nana. Da, 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 da. And then and I'm like, I just said, just put it to your ear, dear. You just hold it up. And she's like, "Yeah, are you weird? That's not how you hold a phone, Dad." I'm like,
Do you remember Uncle Peter's in the basement? And we had that old phone, the ones that used to wind up and then
oh God,
they
yeah.
would come on type of thing. And
With
then
the
you
two
had
pieces.
the piece that you'd hold up to your
So you'd have
ear,
like the
the
horn
one
in front
in front
and
of your
the
mouth. Yeah.
yeah,
That type of thing. What?
like a Groucho March. Groucho Marx. That
Back in
impression would be good here, but
the
anyway. Thanks, JJ, for the info. I appreciate that. Anyway, I, I don't know. It was just, and I was trying to explain to her, and she just looked at me like I was this alien. Like, what are you talking about, Father? That's not how you talk on the phone. And she's like, if you want to, like, and she's almost like you should get a headset or something. Like, I don't know. I don't
like
know.
yeah, but if she was to make a phone call from the school,
Yeah.
say she had to call whatever, she went in, she'd look at the phone and she'd probably look at the people and go, how do you use this? Whether it was rotary dial obviously is gone, but I mean, you have a thing where you pick it up and it's got the push buttons, versus, I don't know what kind of phones are out
I
now.
have a question for you.
Okay.
If you close your eyes,
Okay.
can you hear the sound of what the rotary dial made? Can you actually still hear it?
Yes. Yeah. Shoo. 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 Shoo.
Sounds like a good R&B song right there.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah. And when you got
um,
and you wanted to, you had the satisfaction of slamming the phone down because it had that little bell in there. You'd ring the bell, right? And like when you went to the carnival and then you hit that, the mallet
yeah,
and
yeah.
would go up and shoot the bell. I mean, nowadays it's like you get pissed off, you take your phone, you hit the button and you throw it in your pocket. It's not the same. You don't get the same satisfaction.
I may have a new favorite rage type podcast. I sent you twice. I sent you the show twice.
Yeah,
Um,
I haven't listened to that one yet, but
I'm liking it.
are
I
they
mean,
accentish?
yes. If it's an accented podcast, I'm a sucker, I guess. But they're from Australia, and I don't know. It's just it's not exciting, but that's the part about it that I like. It just sounds like you and I talking. Like I don't think. I know I'm not particularly entertaining, but it's just two people just yakking like you and I are doing right now. And it's like I'm just enjoying it. And then every once in a while, one of the guys will slide something funny in, um, like um like he was trying to buy what the hell was it now? And I don't know what sport it was because Australia and other countries call some sports, they call it
Soccer,
footy for soccer or
footy.
anyway. So he wanted to buy some, and I'm like, I don't understand this. So maybe somebody can explain it to me because I don't follow sports ball at all. But he was trying to buy some previously worn, I think it was basketball shoes,
Okay.
previously worn, like, and he was big about this, like, oh my God, they were previously worn. So he actually wore them in this game and on this date and whatever. And I just keep thinking, so they fucking stink. You're paying like $10,000 for a pair of shoes where this guy sweated his balls off into his shoes, and and you're paying more because they fucking stink. And
Yeah.
then he's got his own man cave, and he's renting out a room in his man cave, and he's got all these shoes in his man cave of
He's
like sweaty fucking runners
all he
in
needs
his
is
man
a
cave.
all he needs is a healthy ovum, and he could create his own player with the DNA from the sweat from his feet.
That's the way we're going. AI, plug into that shoe and then make your own, basketball player. I
Yeah, put
guess
it
I
in
don't
the
know.
computer. The computer does a whole bunch of its little calculations, and instead of waiting for, you know, and I don't know how cloning works, like with the sheep and that thing that they did eons ago. And you can't tell me that they did that back then and no one's done anything in secret. But
Yeah. Here, you know what, Todd? I should, just because I feel like I'm the only one seeing this here, I'm actually gonna share the YouTube link because there's some good comments going on in here, and I think you should read them.
okay,
So this is the link to our live stream right now. But JJ Benz is saying some good stuff. Ruby is saying some good stuff here.
crap, I'm missing. What, oh, what happened? Oh, I lost. Where are you?
You lost the chat.
No, I lost you. Oh, there you are. I got to make you bigger here. There we go. Oh, there.
My ego makes me bigger. It's okay.
Okay, here we go. Oh, look at that. We're on YouTube. What channel is this? Oh, we have our
You
own.
lost the chat.
No, I lost you. Oh, there you are.
Oh, you just got to mute
Oh,
the
yeah,
conversation.
there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't see the comments.
Oh, you're not seeing the comments on the right?
No, usually on the right there's comments, but I don't see it yet. Maybe it's populating.
Oh, maybe.
Could be.
But anyway, we're talking about foot fungus, athlete's foot, um, AI, Michael Jordan from Bacteria. Nice. I like it. Anyway, so um, I wonder if we could do chat from here. Now I'm curious. No, chat. There's a function in here.
Oh, here we are. I got a whole
You got it?
bunch. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Why,
so
why does Little Bones have a line through it?
those bones,
Oh, okay. No, it's JJ
beans,
Beans.
Venice beans.
Okay. From yeah, my eyes are bad.
I know, like glasses. See, I can see at this distance. I'm perfect. I can see.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's trying. So his whole man cave is full of these shoes and other paraphernalia.
Must just smell in that room.
S- s-
He's got like a Febreze thing going on that triggers every half hour.
honey, could you come down to my man cave? I'd want to show you this new pair of shoes I bought. That's British? No, that wasn't Australian, was it? No. Anyway, like I'm not going into your fucking man cave. It
Like he
smells
doesn't
like
have like
man in there.
he doesn't have like a foot fetish or anything, does he? Like, come on in, smell
I'm
sank.
gonna. I will ask. I will ask. But
Have you
anyway,
ever
I'm
wondered
in.
If you ever wonder what Sam's feet smell like, here, come here.
Yeah, we should start, like we should have in my man cave, I should have like various podcast host stuff. Like I've got a shirt previously worn by Sam Thompson. He worked at a show and there was no air conditioning, and he sold me the shirt off his back right after. It was awesome.
And look,
What a-
I got a chest hair I pulled out of the shirt. Look at his DNA right here. Put a little bottle.
Oh God.
Labeled
Or
and everything.
James Beaver. I don't know. There's lots of jokes we can make about James Beaver. Getting his wrestling jock or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's wrestling days.
I have a jock sitting on the shelf behind you. What is that?
Yeah, I could hang it off Alf's head or something and put it on his face like a
Darth
like a
Vader.
fucking stormtrooper or something. Oh God. Oh man.
The force is
No,
strong. One.
I don't think there'll ever be someone with a man cave with a bunch of podcast host shit in there.
Hey, you never know.
I never know. We probably have some crazy fan in Georgia or something. I don't know. Never know. All right, so I'm actually taking off shit off the list here. So, let's see. Oh, I'm wondering if you've heard this quote. I'm gonna play this, and I will shut up so you can hear it.
If it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
No.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna take the mute off.
I'm saying
Back.
ever since my third album,
Prince.
I wasn't really taking large advances from the recording companies. I was recording the albums myself in my own studio. So the way I looked at it, I owned the work because I paid for it. And I did all the work. I created it, so I felt like it should belong to me. That said, the companies felt otherwise. And they would always hold this contract up and say, well, you signed it. And I say, well, I understand that. It's not like I want to leave. I just want to, talk about this thing and see if we can't make it more fair. Of course, they wouldn't change, because if they changed, they wouldn't really exist. And that's kind of the situation we're in right today. They're not going to exist much longer. But it's not like we're against them or anything like that. The idea is that we find better ways of working with one another. It shouldn't be a situation where they own the album or the work. We're talking about intellectual copyright. If they're going to be indeed a delivery service, then that's fine. But even FedEx doesn't say that they own the thing that they ship.
Is that Prince?
Yeah.
What? It was Prince? Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like the way he speaks, but
His
it didn't really
cadence,
sound
yeah.
like, it didn't really sound like his tone. But then again, I haven't really heard him talk a whole lot. So, wow.
So what's your two thoughts?
On what he said?
Yeah.
It's I mean, that's why. I mean, as soon as the digital music like Napster and all that stuff came out, it was like, okay, someone's opened up Pandora's box. We can't close it anymore. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do. So now, obviously, they had to find different ways of making money. I don't know what these record companies now, like how they do business, because obviously it's not by how many record sales you do, because I mean, records have only just come back out as nostalgic reasons. It's not for quality reasons, that's for sure. And I'm sure same thing with tapes, and if you're going to do VHSs and all that other stuff, like if you're going backwards in technology. But how they make their money now, I mean, it makes sense because the artist right now is getting screwed. Like, unless, like you said, unless you actually go out and buy their CD, like their physical copy.
Yeah.
They get an actual cut, not a 0.00001 penny for every play, right? And you'd have to, have your music played for 100 years before you even get $20 out of it, type of thing. Like, depending,
Yeah.
especially if you're not, all these big artist names. So you can't really make a living that way. And I think that's why a lot of bands are touring, because that's probably where they make all their money now.
Well, now it's the only way to make money, which is why ticket prices have gone up, because, well, there's no other ancillary revenue streams, right?
Oh, yeah. And they've got
The interesting thing that he said though, that I don't know if you caught that part, but the interesting thing he said was that they would give me there's so basically the artist gets an advance, right? Back then, and the advance goes to recording the album, right?
Right.
So they decide they're going to sign you. First thing they want to do is put you in they want to put you in a studio. They pick the studio, they pick the producer, they decide all this stuff. So this could, back in the day, this could cost you 100 grand to go record your first album. But no one, you're not negotiating this price. This is the label, your manager, all the suits, and all the suits and ties are making a decision of where you're going to record, who you're going to record with, all that sort of stuff. And if the price is 100 grand, that price is 100 grand, but that comes out of your advance.
Yeah.
So out of that advance, it's got to pay for the album. So say your advance was $1 million. I'm just say they're being very generous and they give you an advance of $1 million. 100 grand goes to the studio to record you. Then there's more money for distribution, duplication,
Advertising.
creating all the copies, all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
All those costs are all coming out of the advance they gave you, which they didn't really give to you. So now you owe them money. So the advance is to get everything done. But this, so if they advance you $1 million, that's $1 million you have to pay back. It's not money they're giving you; it's money they're lending you to
Until
do
you're
all this stuff.
yeah.
But they're deciding which studio you're going to. They're also deciding which producer at that studio. So if they said, you know what, the new album is going to be done with Bob Rock. Okay, well, Bob Rock has a price tag of 500 grand, say. He's going to charge 500 grand to do your album. Then there's studio time. Then Bob Rock may say, you know what, uh, Vivian Campbell, you're a shitty guitarist. I get a studio guy I'm going to bring in. He'll record the guitar parts over here. You still have to pay that studio guy to come in and cover for Vivian Campbell. And then, oh, you know what? I don't really like the drum parts here. I've got a studio guy I can bring in to do the drum parts. You know what? Tommy Lee, I'm going to get you to sit in the control booth. We're going to bring our drummer in. He knows how to do this stuff. He can get the timing right. You still have to pay that guy. That's
So,
coming out of your advance. So there's all these additional funds, all these additional costs. Um, so anyway, so this comes out of your advance, right?
right.
So in this case, I think so. We'll maybe use the example of 100 grand. So Prince is saying, okay, so part of my advance is to record the album, but I have my own studio at home
Right.
and I'm my own producer. So I go in the studio and I record my album. I do all the writing. Uh, in some cases, I'm playing all the parts. I'm
Right.
playing all the instruments, right? There's a lot of albums like the Batman soundtrack, for example. Prince wrote everything, played everything. It was a solo album for all intents and purposes. So he did everything, but he did it at his home studio. So the advance, part of the advance is to pay for the recording of the album, to pay for the additional musicians, additional songwriters, the producer, the mixer, your manager, all this stuff is to pay for all these things. So when they're presenting him with the advance, which is just a loan, he's doing it all in house. He doesn't have to pay anybody.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
then they were getting, they're like, well, wait a second here, like, you know, you're not paying any money out, but so they were having a problem with. They were still trying to get him all, the cost of the album should have cost 100 grand to make. Yeah, but I did it myself. I know, but it should have cost 100 grand. So you owe us 100 grand.
No.
No, I know because I did it in like you should have paid me from the advance to do the album for myself, but since you didn't, I should still have 100 grand of that advance still available because I didn't spend a cent of it. So that's what he was talking about, and he was basically saying, look, I signed to your label, and this is how the advances work.
Right.
So Now the album's out, and all you guys are doing is you're delivering my album to people,
Right.
like essentially like FedEx.
So you're just distributing it.
Yeah. So he goes, so FedEx, so he said FedEx doesn't own the freight they ship to you. So
Exactly.
if you order something and FedEx delivers it to you, they don't own the package, they just deliver it to you. He says the record label is, in his specific case, is no different. All the work is being done by the artist, including the recording, the producing, and the mastering.
Right.
So why does Prince owe you money? So to further to that point, because I looked into this because I was very curious, is at one point, remember, he stopped calling himself Prince. He had this unrecognizable symbol,
Yeah.
and he was going to have no name, right?
Yeah.
The artist formerly known as Prince, people would call him, right?
Right.
And the whole thing there was like, I'm a slave. I work for you. I do all the work. Like,
Right.
there's no outside producer, there's no recording. Like, I do everything in house.
Right.
And in the end, then I pay you money for me to perform. And I pay you money for me to record myself. And I pay you money, because the advance is a loan, like I said, right? So
Right.
he's doing all the work and they're doing nothing. So he's just a slave. I feel like a slave. It was like 100 years ago. I'm a slave to this record label. So eventually he got out of the label
Right.
and he recorded on his own. Around that time, keep in mind that Purple Rain, the album Purple Rain, I don't know how much it sold. It sold definitely sold more than 10 million, right? 15, 20 million, whatever. It's just one of the best selling albums of all time.
Right.
Secondly, um, the album after that, they all like were minimum 5 million in sales. He owed them money after having three albums that sold a gazillion copies. He owed them money and they never paid an outside producer. I'm just going to answer Rose here. Rose is asking, what kind of genre of music do we listen to? Well, we are musicians, Todd and I, and we play multiple types of music. Our last project was a hard rock, kind of metal, proggy thing. That's the last music we played together, if
Yeah.
that answers your question. And you can go find our band called Dome. We Are Machine is the name of the album. It's on every streaming service imaginable. Go check it up. If you want a link, I will find it in a second. But so anyway, so all that time he made like a couple of $1 million, right?
Right.
Over the span of selling that many fucking albums. So then he goes on his own, releases multiple albums on his own label. He does the distribution, he does the recording, he does the releases, he does everything entirely on his own.
Right.
And he's selling far less. He's selling a few 100,000 copies per album. But he's making 10 times the amount of money he made when he was selling 10 million albums.
So you're
So
saying
that
when,
just
okay, so what you're saying is when he was with the record company, he was making more money?
No, he was making less money. He was
Oh,
making, when he was with the record company and he was selling 5 to 10 million copies per album, album after album after album after album.
so his take home for every album was way more.
Well, I think
So,
I could be wrong with the exact amount, but he made like about 5 million for that span of time, say, right?
right.
5 million for selling that many albums. He was making that much money selling 300,000 copies on his own label with his own distribution
Right.
when he was not with a label.
So
So as an independent, selling far less copies, making far more money.
was his contract up? Is that why he was able to do that? Or did he just kind of say, you know what,
I
guys, I
I
don't
think
need
he
it.
had to buy his way out or something. He had to pay them to get out of his contract or something.
Right. And I'm sure that's not cheap,
No.
especially with the amount of money they would have made from him, projected sales.
So JJ is asking if we've met famous people. Do we know famous people? No, we've had a few on the show. Go check our past episodes. Definitely other artists. We've had multiple artists on this show. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the topic on hand. Um, so
Maybe
anyway,
not
so
popular people that he would deem as famous people, but yeah.
yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is the record labels just take all the fucking money. They just take all the money. They keep it all. And it's like, what are you guys actually doing? Like they're not doing anything, especially in Prince's case where he did all the work himself. You know,
Yeah. It's
he assembled the band, he found his band members, he did the auditions, he had his own club, so he had his own place to play. So he promoted his own shows, played his own venues.
yeah. And those are free concerts too, I think. Aren't they?
Yeah. I don't know, they might have been. He owns the place, oh my God, Fifth Avenue, I think in Minneapolis. But anyway, moving on. So I
Okay.
that's when I wanted to knock off.
Wow.
Sorry, I forgot where I was going with this. So when we talked about this other show, the show in Australia
Right.
that I'm listening to, they said something very interesting. They have a law, a social media law. The social media law is you cannot have social media until you are 16 years of age. So it's like a drinking age or a gambling age or a voting age. You
That
cannot
makes
be on social media unless you are 16 years of age.
okay when you
That's the law they have in the country.
like you were saying, like you can't have a Facebook account, you can't
Nope.
have Twitter or all this other.
Apparently no. Apparently no. I thought that was really interesting.
Hmm. Well, that's not a bad idea. I mean, I'm sure it affects the the new generation. Uh, I don't know. There's a lot of pressure out there for kids. I mean, back in the day, if someone made fun of you at school or whatever, it was just within the confines of the school and the people that were there, and only the people that were involved. Now you have a dispute with someone, it's global. Like it's not. And even if you had, people in your social network, it wouldn't just be a couple of friends; it would be everyone, or it would be
Mhm.
the people that are bullying or whatever that kind of tap into your network because everybody can see your friends and all this other stuff, and and again the blackmail and the just the mental.
Cyberbullying, as Rose is saying in the chat. Like, I think the problem with I don't I think social media is a good thing. I just think the bad thing about social media is it's not really, really moderated. It's not really the only Facebook is Zuckerberg's baby, right? So it's his thing. It's how he makes money. It's how he's a billionaire. It's more about the dollars and cents and less about the impact on chat rooms or on social media, like on people commenting and bullying you or telling you that you're fat or telling you that you're stupid or whatever. Like there's no moderation of that thing, and it's almost like it's not that important. Like Twitter's like really, really bad for that. Like I'm on the cusp of pulling off of Twitter. It's really tough because you build a following somewhere, you get people listening, you get people commenting, and then you just drop it, and then you got to start over again somewhere else. Like it's really, really tough. I think if the social medias had, rules in place and actually true moderators, like Twitter had moderators beforehand before Elon Musk took over.
Mhm.
So it was a different, it was a different thing. And
Well,
but
it's
now it's just like Wild West. Like say what you want, bully who you want, threaten anybody you want, tell somebody to kill themselves if you want. Like there's nothing stopping anybody from saying anything.
well, that's that double-edged sword. I mean, it's still like Stefan, like he does the radio stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you can only say certain things on the radio because you've got the FCC rules and all that stuff. And the
Yeah.
whole idea of the podcast was like, you can, say the F word all day long. There's no regulation. So it's like finally some freedom. But of course, like I said, you get the double-edged sword. With the good, you also have the bad, right? So now there's no regulation. So what's that mean? So now it's, like I said, it's like nuclear power. You can do good with it, you can do bad with it. So, I mean, we come out and do this, and I'm sure there's a lot of shows out there that, you know, whatever etiquette's out the window, and it's all about the clicks, and it's all about, a shock value and stuff like that. Like some people are like that, and they probably grow their network great. They make lots of money, and that's the way they want to do it. You get people like us who just want to talk about, stuff. Um, we're not out to, generate a whole bunch of clickbait because we don't make our living on here. So this isn't something that, like, it's not like a Joe Rogan podcast where, I don't know how much money he makes, but I'm sure he makes a pretty penny just on the podcast.
He makes
alone.
millions for doing a show and being exclusive.
Yeah, I wonder if he makes
Spotify.
more money doing that than he does, working for UFC
Oh, he makes way more money with his podcast. Yeah.
as an
Like,
announcer. Yeah.
I don't know if the listeners in the chat know what his salary is, but I think it's somewhere in the 80 million per year range or something like that.
Yeah,
Because it's nuts. JJ is asking what we think about TikTok, and there's rumors of it being banned. TikTok is, I don't know, TikTok. There's so we are on TikTok. We went on TikTok because we were told we had to be on TikTok. There's pressure for our show to be on every social media platform and to be engaging and gaining followers and putting content out. Oh, and you're not putting enough content. You need to do 3 or 4 videos a day. You need to engage. You need to spend. There's people you can give money to, and they'll hook you into the algorithm so you can get 2,000 views an hour or whatever. But if you just give us $27 a month, that will help you get these bot views, and it'll look like real views, but then the bot views will turn into real views, and there's all this pressure. And the pressure from TikTok when we joined TikTok was, holy shit, this sounds like a high pressure sales tactic to get over their platform so they can make more money. And they put the pressure on you as the content creator to, no, we need more, keep going. And it's just, but there's so much just crap on TikTok
Where's the
that's
big
just,
no?
but it's people pushing content out because they got to push content out. Does it have to be good? No, it just has to be quantity. It's all about quantity. It's all about quantity. So, like, I can't believe the amount of messages I get, like, oh, you're falling down in popularity, or you've lost some listeners, or you need to, if you put 2 more videos up, like, there's all this pressure to just quantity. It's like, whatever happened to quality? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like there's so many different platforms now. I mean, TikTok is no different than either Twitter or these other ones where they're just clips, right? You can put clips on pretty
Mhm.
much any of the,
Well, everybody has them now.
I mean, if I just go on to Facebook and you scroll down, there's you get one, two, three. I think there's like 3 things that you have option to click on. Then when you click on it, then you get this little bar thing that goes in. I don't know if that's TikTok or what it is.
Well, so yeah, a lot of them are generated from TikTok, and then you can shoot them out from TikTok to Instagram and to Facebook.
Or it could be Instagram, could be TikTok. It's all in your actual feed, right?
Mhm.
So all these different formats are coming in. I've never made a TikTok video. I've never made an Instagram video. I've never made any video in that, to play on there. So, and even on here, like even the only thing
Yeah.
I've ever done was YouTube when I was showing people how to do the podcast back in
Yeah,
the day when you had like
that went viral.
the iRig and you had to go through the mixer and all that stuff.
In
And
the early days of podcasting when things weren't so straightforward as they are now.
well, you had to piece everything together from what was out there
Yeah.
to make it work, right? Nowadays, I mean, it's like, hey, guess what? Now we have the pod track. We can do everything from here. You just plug in your microphone, your headphones, and you got all your sound effects you can put
Yeah.
through. Whatever you want to do, you can record with it. So
Or
if
your favorite sound effect.
Welcome to Zombocom.
Your favorite one. Of course, I had to put that in there. That's just for you.
God.
But no, but it's true. Like back in the old days, you had you had a quote unquote interface, and all it was just you could plug your XLR mic, like your mic, into the XLR and connect it to your computer. Oh my God, that was so high tech back then. And even 10 years ago, it was nuts, right? And now it's like I bought this Stream Deck, and it's like, oh, you can so like Stream Deck, they came out with a full recording suite or whatever. And now I can XLR right into this damn thing. And now that can replace a Rodecaster, that can replace the Zoom P8, which is like the big fucking board with like 8 channels on it.
Yeah.
And it's nuts. Like the technology's too easy. It's too easy to get into podcasting nowadays,
Well,
which
back
is a good
then,
thing, I think.
yeah, I mean, slapback was the biggest problem that we
Not,
had.
not slapping the bass, but slap back.
You talk,
People
and
don't
then-
even know what that is.
yeah, there was like a delay, and then you'd hear your voice over top. I don't know. It was weird. It was one of those things where it was a delay. So when you spoke, it was always a
Like an
mismatch.
echo.
Yeah, it was kind of odd. And then and then Zoom picked up on this and went, oh, let's make some podcast gear, and then these other people were making podcast gear, and now it's just mainstream now. Everyone has something, and like you have, it's like like an upgrade. Well, we've got this, but now let's bump it up a notch. Like what was that? Bam, the cook.
Damn.
Emerald.
Bam.
Bam. Type of thing. So, and even with the Zoom, this pod track. I mean, that's high end. I mean, the footprint of the mixer that I had with all these cables coming out of it
Oh my God, I remember your setup.
versus
I was recording with a phone in my freaking car
this thing smaller than a
back
foot.
then.
Yeah, it's come a long way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not
All
just
right.
a regular microphone though. It's not.
Yeah.
Some fancy boom ones.
Oh, this is
ones with the.
this is the mic that Mom used to sing on, right? During Mom's singing days. This is the actual mic she sang live with.
It's like an SM58.
With that guy with the shoes, with the stinky shoes, sticky basketball shoes. Well, this has got Mom's spit all over it. And, every time she, said a P or a F,
Yeah.
kind of spitting into the mic. I mean, it's got a new
Cover on
uh,
top of it.
cover on top. But
You've
I mean,
preserved the
this is-
DNA inside the microphone.
and we recorded our album with this microphone, Todd. Like this is
Oh, is that the one?
this is the one. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Cool.
All right, we should probably cap it off here.
Alrighty.
Back to work tomorrow.
Back to work.
We hit some things on the topic board, which is good.
Good.
This is very good.
Yeah.
I'm taking it off. You hear that ding?
Yeah.
Next episode, I'm actually gonna do the research this time, but we're gonna find out why espresso is sexy and
Espresso.
why we have a lot of OnlyFans fans. I don't know why. It's probably because of you, I'm sure. Were they called OnlyFans fans, or would you say only? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, we have a lot of OnlyFans fans, but they're probably all bots trying to get
Come click on
us
my
to subscribe to their channel.
Well, I get people on
But whatever.
Instagram every once in a while. I get a notification. Oh, someone liked your post, and you look at it, and it's like, okay, this is someone who wants you to click on their links and whatnot. So
Hmm.
it's just a bunch of crap.
Yeah, definitely crap. Well, thanks JJ and Rose for showing up on this impromptu
Yeah.
live stream. We usually plan these out, but we're like Damn it, we're free. We're doing a recording right now. Here we go.
Here we go.
Anyway, so Todd, I will get you that gear, I guess, well, hopefully before the first when we see each other in person.
Yeah, whenever. No panic.
Yep. I want you to play with this damn thing, and especially if you could do the sound effects. It'd be nice if both of us have sound effect.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
I made every single one of those sound clips I actually recorded the damn thing off the internet, dumped it into Reaper, picked up the volume, took the volume down, lengthened it, shortened it, cut out soundtrack bits, and
Right.
God. But I have 100 of them created now, so
Cool.
and all my buttons are full. But anyway, all right.
All
Where
right.
do you find us, Todd?
You can find
What's our socials and stuff?
You can find us at seanmcginity.ca. That's SEANMCGINITY.ca.
At Sean Geek Podcast on all social media. We're on all of them, from X to Facebook and Threads and Blue Sky. And what's the other one? Mastodon. We are on, what's the other ones? We're also on Reddit, LinkedIn, even Tumblr. We're also on Good Pods, which is a pretty cool podcast app. It's worth checking out. And if you want to help the show out, keep the lights on. You see this light's really bright. It's because people pay us a little bit, a couple of pennies every month to keep our show in the air. We have a Patreon account. You can find us at patreon.com/meet the geeks. That is us. And you can also just go to that seanmcginity.ca, and there is a tip jar there, as well as I don't know. There's a bunch of things there. Or tpublic.com/meet the geek and get some swag.
Right on.
All right. See you later, Todd.
Okay. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Hmm.